This is a healing for the appetite regulating system of the physiology. The appetite regulating system with regards to food has two different distinct areas. One is the area of the gut, and as we know, gut bacteria are major players in our appetite. For that, I just refer you to a video I have called Digestive Mastery, and it's also a page on my website. And there's a do-it-yourself 10-second exercise, which is extremely powerful and wonderful for bringing the relationship between individual and the gut back into balance. As for the other part of the appetite regulating system, this is in the nervous system, and it starts around the throat area, and it's upper vagus nerve. The vagus nerve runs from the head all the way down to the base of the spine, but this upper portion of it, from about the throat area up into the brain stem, and then up into the third ventricle of the brain. And the third ventricle of the brain is home to like hypothalamus, pituitary, and of course the arcuate nucleus, which is a very small organ, which is considered to be one of the primary appetite regulating structures in the physiology. So this is partly something that I'm going to present to you, so you get a download about it. And then there's like a little exercise for you to do. So we'll go over both of these 2 points. It's very simple. Number one, there is a material which is a cosmic, you could say, from the causal level of the physiology, made of consciousness alone. There is a structure which is very cool. It's very cold. It's cold. I originally found it when I was doing some explorations in the cosmic regions of our universe, but I found that out in the depths of space, we have access to very, very cold materials. So cold that a lot of times they need to be diluted. But in this case, the dilution comes in the form of a very, very small portion of it. And what happens is, this very, very cold, energetic material goes into the appetite regulating system like a flash, like a little quick flash. And it's just enough to kind of give a little jolt of settling back. You know what coolness does is it decreases entropy, it decreases activity, and it settles the system down so that it's not as busy. It's not as busy. Any kind of corruption, imbalance, stress, which has gotten into the appetite regulating system of the body, can be neutralized by bringing in a shot of this cooling energy. So looking out into the field of the collective and making sure that everybody watching this video who is interested receives a direct download for the formula for the cooling energy. For most people, this is coming in the form of not only the feel of that very, very cold, very cooling energy, but also opening of particular meridians or channels of connection between the energy field of the physiology and the source of the coolness, which is in the cosmic levels, cosmic areas of creation. They're archives in our universe for all kinds of amazing things, information, formulas, etc. And so we're making connection for everyone at the crown of the head with the crown chakra. So clearing for the crown chakra and clearing for a lot of these meridians that run out the crown of the head to the areas of the universe where the formula resides, where it is held, where it is archived. So it's good to have access to various knowledge archives. As long as we're getting the cooling medicine, we may as well get access to the whole archive, right? May be blessed by that. Just seeing a lot of different imbalances clearing from those channels of communication. Good job, everybody. At least for now. Every time you come back to the video, it creates another layer of it. So if you get part of it, then you go home and integrate, right? Then you come back and get another part. All right. So the second part of this healing is an exercise for everybody watching, if you're interested in supporting and maintaining the healthiest possible balance in the appetite regulating part of the nervous system, then the procedure is very simple. Whenever you think of food, whenever you find yourself eating food that you think maybe is going beyond your satiation level, right? This is important, is because what we're really doing here is we're rebalancing satiation levels in the physiology, like the sensitivity to satiation, and then the ability, clearing old habits of pushing past that satiation level, clearing habits. Good job, everybody. Habits mostly sitting mental, emotional levels. And the other thing is that the habits are often triggered by excess stress. And the stress is a particular type of cortisol that gets created between the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So right in there, there's a little bit of a restructuring to respond differently to stressful situations. And the ability to respond differently is based on a reconstruction of belief system having to do with the part of the transformation process. Okay, we're transforming all the time, like nothing ever stays the same, right? So the part of the transformation process that's like the part where the deconstructive laws of nature are active. So there's the transformation process has two parts, right? There's the part where the old is breaking down, and then there's the part where the new is building up. And in the part where the old is breaking down, that's the area of the transformation process where most people have the most problem. Because from a relative point of view, it looks like something that was stable and good and useful and present, at least in a person's life, is dissolving. And so there's a tendency to identify that as, uh-oh, that's bad stuff. But the thing, and also because our nervous system tends to see the world in a sequentially unfolding manner, when something's breaking down, it's not always obvious, like how is it going to build up at the other end? So whenever we're in the deconstruction part of the transformation process, there's a tendency to not know how the construction is going to come along. And so have a natural, it's like a kind of a natural gut reaction to be a little bit concerned about that, at least, or worried or frightened or upset or anxious or whatever. And so that's where the stress triggers in. So what we're doing is we're just redefining a little bit that part of the process. I'm using the word transformation process or evolutionary process because all of it is for the sake of building and rebuilding, restructuring one's own self-definition in order to know oneself in a way which is better aligned with your full potential, with cosmic evolution, with the collective, the highest level of collective function, divine, the divine level of self. That restructuring is actually affecting the entire cord of light, the entire cord of light. So it runs from the crown of the head all the way through the body. So an alignment. So this is what happens when you think of food, or when you see somebody eating something, or when you have any experience that tends to trigger the tendency, like you ate and you're full and you feel fine, and then somebody at the table goes up and gets thirds. And you're like, I want thirds too, right? Any time like that where one is not honoring one's satiation point, anytime you're not honoring the satiation point, the automatically triggers a little tiny little shot of this cooling energy. And along with that, a shot of awareness that evolutionary transformation is embedded in the deconstructive stroke of the cycle of life as much as it is in the constructive stroke of the cycle of life. And it's like a little reminder. And that reminder has to keep kicking in over and over again, because the belief that the deconstructive side of the evolutionary process is bad, or the habit of responding to it with fear and anxiety does go back many, many generations. So this is also healing for your ancestors. May your ancestors be blessed. May they be happy and feel no lack in their lives. That feeling of lack, right? Deconstructs, oh no, I'm not going to get what I want. And so right there, that feeling of lack for a lot of people translates into, but I could eat something. May you find the evolutionary process a delightful journey, a fun adventure. And thank you for joining me for this video. Like and subscribe. It was really fun to be with you today, and I'm looking forward to doing another. Bye.